Accountability happens weekly with your partner throughout the 3 months. Meeting times and the modality will be made between you and your partner around your schedules. The entire process takes 40 to 50 minutes. I know this is no small ask, but I wouldn't request it if I didn't fully believe it to be beneficial and worth your time. Trust me, I have 5 children and I've done this every week for almost 3 years, missing only a handful of times. If it wasn't worth it, I wouldn't do it. It is recommended that this be done after 5 minutes of meditation, if during the day or after your regular morning spiritual practice. Both partners say the set-aside prayer, found in the accountability handout. At this time, a timer is set for 15 minutes, and the first person attempts to answer as many of the questions on the list as possible. It is intentionally not enough time to prevent one from explaining, rationalizing, or making excuses. It is designed for you to just answer the questions as stated. Now, some members find it helpful to write out the answers prior to the meeting as a way to more thoroughly reflect on their week and use their time most efficiently. Either way, be sure to stop when the time is up. At this point, the other person will offer feedback for 5 minutes. This is not to be a discussion. The first person simply listens and writes down their feedback for further contemplation. Now, the feedback is most useful in this format. In my experience, ... Or, I have noticed for the past few weeks you have said, or, I wonder if there is a connection between blank and blank. Feedback given in this manner is much easier for it to be received, thus far more impactful. Avoid telling others what they should be doing or advice giving in general. Each person has their own path. Trying to control and change someone else's behavior is both futile and frustrating for both parties. Our conscious mind and ego prevents us from being brainwashed, eliminating 95% of outside advice from deep consideration. However, when it encounters someone else's experience or observations of others, that information is processed internally, and thus it is on the other side of the firewall of the ego. Remember, your partner doesn't need you to fix them, nor should you expect them to. For many, this process of not offering advice requires a high degree of self-control. When in the position of answering the questions, one will often feel convicted by the answers given as the words are being said, especially if the answers are similar week after week. This creates a natural and powerful motivation for change without the need for any additional prodding or condemnation from any outside source. One warning from experience: the ego may tempt you to avoid certain questions or conveniently run out of time right before you answer the full list, especially those questions you don't want to answer. When you have done something you are embarrassed of, you may find a good reason to miss your meeting or reschedule. This is the enemy within. It wants you to stay stuck, to never be free. The more we can be honest and transparent, the greater healing and change can occur. Now, the listener role is equally challenging. Listening patiently without interjecting your opinion is a skill that is equally prized as it is rare. As a man, your undivided attention and full presence is the greatest gift you have to offer. Using this time every single week to build your listening capacity will improve every relationship in your life. In some instances, you may be frustrated with the lack of progress your partner seems to be making. They may not be taking your suggestions, nor are they changing their behavior. At this point, I encourage you to pray for them and to pray for yourself. For you to pray to release your judgment and attempt to love them unconditionally. While they are speaking, avoid interruptions or clarifying questions. Give them the entire 15 minutes. Do not say a peep the entire time. If they stop talking, just wait until the timer goes off and remain fully present. Especially as you become friends with your partner, there will be great temptation for this to become conversational. Do not do this. This should remain discipline to reap the full psychological and emotional benefits for both parties. When you break protocol, you steal from yourself, your partner, and the group. Now, lastly, please make your weekly meeting a commitment. Last-minute cancellations or no-shows without serious emergency is a break in trust. We're all busy. We all have things come up. It is essential to show your partner the respect he deserves by showing up on time and giving at least a 12-hour notice if you need to reschedule. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck on your accountability journey. I promise it will change your life.